Hey guys, good morning. I'm excited to be able to do this interview this morning with this lovely woman because I think it's going to encourage you. And also, she's going to be able to tell her story about how taking the Old World finishing course helped her business, as well as really kind of encouraged her, I think, to be able to be bold. She's got some really great advice and some words that I'm looking forward to hearing, and I know you will too. So, Mary, good morning.
Good
Thank you so much
morning.
for joining me. Guys,
Thank you.
this is Mary. Is it Mary Corona?
Corrado.
Corano, interior design. So she's a designer as well as now a painter and a graduate of the Old World finishing course. So, Mary, how did you originally hear about Amy Howard at home?
First I heard of Amy Howard Furniture, if I can bring that up. And because I've been in the business for a long time, I used to look at all this Amy Howard furniture and just die over it. And in fact, I had a budget for a bedroom and I almost spent the whole budget on one of your beds. I realized
Oh,
really my room isn't that big, so I didn't do it. But I had your catalog or folder or whatever, and I used to study the paint, and I thought, how do you do that? How? Because I always wanted to recreate it. I thought maybe I'll just paint a bed and do that stuff, but which I didn't. But so I've always loved the way it was painted, and so then when I saw that you actually had your own paint line, I thought, oh my gosh, this is perfect. I mean, maybe I can do this. So I've been trying your paints ever since.
that now, what city are you in?
I'm in Portland,
You're in
Oregon.
Portland, Oregon. Okay. Um, you know, the desire for rescuing and restoring a piece of furniture or taking something that we have and making it more beautiful
Hmm.
to me is it's my hobby, but
Hmm.
also it kind of feeds my soul. And it doesn't matter where you live, where you're in Portland or Atlanta or Sacramento or wherever. um, I almost think it's also to a responsibility that we have. We talk about Earth Day, and it's like, go green, save a chair. I mean, don't put it in the
Hmm.
landfill. Let's give it a new life and enjoy it and be more responsible. So I love that. I would love for you to just tell everybody the recent story of a piece of furniture that you found. And here's the deal: when we have these discussions, it's okay to tell everybody how much you paid for something. Like
Okay.
you,
And where I
because
went
it's
and all that,
exciting.
right? I recently went to Habitat for Humanity and was looking because their prices are amazing. And there was a really old little water basin kind of chest where the lid lifts up, and then there's a couple drawers, and then a little cabinet underneath. So it was just kind of a cute kind of. People stopped and said, "Oh my gosh, that's really cute. What is that? Do you think?" And I'm like, I'm not 100% sure. So I looked it up, and it was a water basin and $25. And it already had some kind of cute painting on it, but it also had some decals. And I thought, no, I really want to try my hand at, let's try the milk paint process on this. And so my first milk paint you know, product that I worked on, and I do have a space in a cool antique, not really an antique mall, but a cool kind of warehouse with lots of artists and furniture and all kinds of really nice handmade gifts and mid-century modern furniture, just a bunch of stuff. So I painted it and I let it sit at home for a little while just because I didn't want it to be too fresh. And I brought it in, and less than a week it sold. And I paid $25 for it, and I sold it, and it paid for the class.
Okay, guys, that is a true testament to what you can do. You can, if you do it like Mary and pay $25 and turn around and sell it for 450, that's a sweet spot. Matter of fact, we talk about that in the course. That is a sweet spot to never pay over $100 for a piece and have it to where you can spend the time on it. And then if you can stay in that price range
Mhm.
of between $350 and $550, people can afford that, and they feel good about it. So that way they've got a one of a kind piece that you have created. And even in our last talk, we talked about naming your piece. And
Mhm.
I noticed some of the people in the course now have posted pictures and are naming their pieces. And that makes me so happy. Um, but I love that. And what was it? You said something else before we went live. Would you just share it with everybody?
Oh, I said creativity takes courage. And
Got
I so believe that because, I think I can do it. I do it. Then I'm never quite thinking satisfied or never quite, oh gosh, did I do that right? Will this survive if they take it home? Is it, is it cool or is it just dumb or. So honestly, taking this course has given me a bit more courage. And
I love
it's
that.
taught me how to do it properly, first of all, so I understand that, okay, I did it right, it will survive. I've learned new things. I'm finally getting the look that I really wanted. Um, so I feel I this was such a gift to myself. Such
Mm.
a gift.
I'm so, and I'm glad you said that. We need to be able to say, okay, we need to continue to learn. We need to
Hmm.
be pushing. And I am one of those people, I don't know everything about everything. I know
Hmm.
finishes, but I
Hmm.
don't know as much maybe about health or nutrition or
Hmm.
finances and I go to
Hmm.
somebody who I respect and I know that they're the authority on that because that helps me in my balance wheel that I can grow and learn. So that is part of my goal with people that take this course. Um, so, Mary, before taking this course, did you have experience in painting finishes on furniture,
Hmm.
and what was that? What was that like?
It was basically a chalk paint,
Okay.
or it was because I also am like lazy. And just the thought of having to strip and do this, and then I wasn't sure which other kind of paints to use. And so when I finally learned about chalk paint, it was like, oh my gosh, this is great. So I started doing that a lot, but then I never knew how to take it further. I never knew how to get that old world finish or how to make it look, me personally, I don't like just random uh, using sandpaper just randomly and
Mhm.
here and there and everywhere. I like it to look as authentic as possible.
Authentic. That was the word.
Hmm.
I'm so glad you said that.
Hmm.
Authentic is key. And unfortunately, there is not a process when furniture pieces or people when you see them painting with chalk paint.
Hmm.
A lot of it is glorified acrylic paint that just has a
Hmm.
flattening agent in it, and nobody's really teaching them overlay composition and distressing
Hmm.
and how to be able to stripe it or gild it or glaze it or make custom
Hmm.
waxes or add milk paint or plasters or whatever. And that's what this
Hmm.
course does. A lot of you, if you don't know that, guys, that's what this does. So um, there's probably a lot of people that are in the boat that you are in and
Hmm.
saying the same thing. So I love that. What in the old world finishing course, what was your favorite finish to learn?
I was most excited to learn about milk paint because I think it's such a beautiful finish. But then when I started doing Venetian plaster
Mm-hmm.
and working with it on a piece of burlap and then
Mm-hmm.
stenciling with it, and oh my gosh, I just thought, oh my God, this is so awesome. This is so great. I love it all. Honestly, I love it all.
As an interior designer, could you see maybe taking part of the skills that you've learned and then taking that and putting it? I've got this sitting next to me. I mean, it's literally like on a board
Yeah.
or on burlap and framing it and it becoming a
Yeah.
piece of art that you could turn around and resell to someone that wouldn't actually even be
Totally.
on a piece of furniture.
Totally. I did the chinoiserie with the black background and the aged gold gild, and
Wait, did you do that on the bench?
yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
That was so fab.
Oh
Oh my
good. Thank
gosh.
you. Yeah.
Congratulations. It was so inspiring. And that's what I love about our tribe,
Yes.
that we see what other people are doing. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I am loving this.
Oh
And I had
good.
noticed that Heidi and several other people were like, this is fat. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
job.
you.
Good
Yeah, my
job.
sister said, "Can you imagine that on a screen?"
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Be fab. Be fab, fab,
Yeah.
fab. The thing
So,
is, you've got to go through the cracking process
yes.
before you put it on a piece. But that was
Yes.
so that encourages me as a teacher because you've taken what you've learned and then you're taking it to the next level.
Right.
That's yummy. I just
Right.
love that.
Right.
Um, so this may be somewhat redundant, but I want to go on and ask it.
Uh-huh.
What is a finish that you can actually do now that you've learned how to do that you can't believe you can do it? That you're like shocked, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe now I can execute this.
I think most of them, honestly. I think honestly, it wasn't as difficult. I can see that it takes practice,
Yes.
but it was not nearly as difficult. Like milk paint was amazing when you use the gesso and the milk paint, and then you just kind of antique it and the way it kind of wears away. And if you're careful about where you use it, and it was like, oh my God, this is that look. This is that look that I love.
Yes. It's so easy. And that's why when I talk to people and I'm like, and a lot of them, they don't know what they don't know. Like when
Yes.
you expose them, it's kind of like using this analogy of the first time I went to Italy. Have you ever been to Italy?
Yes.
The first time I bit into some focaccia bread and it had
Oh,
tomatoes on it.
right.
I'm a foodie.
Oh,
First
I
time I
love
bit
food.
into some focaccia bread and it had that tomato on it.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at Jean and I said, is this what a tomato is supposed to taste
Mm-hmm.
like? Because our tomatoes don't taste like this.
Mm-mm.
So
It's so
when
true.
you see finishes and you are exposed
Mm-hmm.
to finishes like this, you're like, it opens up a whole new world and it starts
Mm-hmm.
training your eye to see things and then execute things that are on a totally different level.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not about it being difficult. It's about
Mm-hmm.
knowing the process and how to do it and following the steps along the way, like we do in these modules, that you will get there. Because,
Mm-hmm.
quite frankly, I really, as a teacher, I want to educate people and raise their level of connoisseurship
Mm-hmm.
to where we've got some beautiful pieces and also that people can make a living off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if we can stay focused and not look at all these other badly executed pieces of
Mm-hmm.
furniture out there and stay focused on ours, we're really going to make design and some impression and some where people, their pieces will be treasured. Your piece with that chamoiserie top will be treasured. Was
I'm not
that for
sure.
you or did you sell it?
That's the problem. I'm doing these things and I'm like, oh, I think I need to keep these.
Isn't that
So,
fun?
but you know what?
Oh,
It's my practice. It's okay. I'll find some more that's similar and I'll do it again. I also
well,
did a black table with the one step with the crackle, and then I did the it had a uh antique glass top already, mirrored top, and then the black, and then the sterling silver
oh
gilt.
my gosh, that was yours?
Yeah, that was mine.
Love it.
I love black,
Love,
but
love, 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 love,
yeah,
love.
but it
Very
was like
well
I
executed.
can't get rid of it. But yeah.
Oh, I love that. That makes me so happy. But so here's the deal with you as a designer. Again, you create these little jewels.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a one of a kind. It has love all over it. It has a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful patina. It can stand on its own, and then that way, so when you put that in a room, it's like a shining star.
Right.
So, um, the way
Mm-hmm.
you get over the fact that you don't want to be able to get rid of it is raise the price. So
Right.
that little table that you did,
Right.
sell
Right.
it for $850, sell it for
Right.
$950, and
Right.
just know that you can find another piece
And I
later,
can do it.
and
Yeah.
you'll have that in your mind,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll know that this finish works on this. I'll execute it this way, so that way you
Yes.
know, because a lot of people really hesitate
Mm-hmm.
like you did. Is anybody going to buy this?
Mm-hmm.
Is this too ugly? Are the lines right on this piece?
Mm-hmm.
You'll have that repertoire in your head and you'll go, I know exactly what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is one thing I was going to tell you a while ago that I wish people that are listening to find will listen and apply, to go through and find those pieces that you love, that see them, whether it's on Etsy or
Mm-hmm.
whether it's on First Dibs or
Mhm.
go to the most expensive online
Mhm.
antique stores there is. First Dibs is a great place for inspiration,
Mhm.
or Cherish or whatever. See those lines and then see the finish on it that you love. Maybe print it off or create a Pinterest board or whatever for it. And then
Mhm.
that way, when you see it, you know. You don't
Yes.
hesitate. You know what you're going to do to it, and you're looking for it. So you're not
Mhm.
going, I don't know, could I do this or this? So those pieces you'll see again and again and
Right.
again. So
Right.
I love that. Um, so what would you say has changed in the nature of your finishes after taking the Old World finishing course? Before Old World finishing course
Mhm.
and after Old World finishing course.
I think it's a little bit easier than I thought it was going to be. It's not as, I feel like when I follow your steps, it turns out. Before, I would just paint and then try and sand and then add some wax and then probably do the wax kind of wrong. And so it just, I think what has changed is just not only the confidence in doing it, but having the knowledge. And I really do. I watch your videos over and over again.
I'm so
And
sorry.
I know, no, it's great. It's great. Really. I mean, I pick something up every single time I watch it.
Mm-hmm.
So because I have to visually learn. It's harder for me. The note taking was the hardest part for me, I think, because I do it the process, and then it's like, oh my god, I have to write that down. I forgot to write that
Yes.
down.
Yes.
But that
Yes.
is huge. That's a
Yes.
huge tip
Yes.
because I do so much different stuff and just kind of keep going at it that I will forget. There's no way I could remember quite exactly. But and I'm going to learn to streamline it too, so that I have more confidence with doing it the way you showed us, and that's what works. And do it,
So
and don't overdo it.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I just because I want to speak
Yeah.
into you for just a minute for saying that your next level may be to go in and get a helper and
Right.
teach somebody to work long beside you. So as you're doing your design work, then
Mhm.
you've got a gal over here that you are mentoring and you're pouring into that she's
Mhm.
painting your pieces. That
Mhm.
way, that's when you're working smarter, not harder.
Mhm.
And you're taking your talents and you're using it to start really building um, some processes that you're duplicating your time. And so, or maybe it's a situation where you'll have them base coat it for you and get it ready. And
Right.
then that way you come in and you do the
Right.
embellishing part
Right.
and then show them, now we're going and finish this up, finish waxing it, do this. So that way it's
Right.
still got your hand on it, still got your touch. And then that way you see very quickly where you could be producing and doing pieces and placing them either with clients, selling them in that sounds like a fabulous place in Portland.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and you'll start building a reputation for yourself.
Mhm.
So that's so exciting. That makes me so
Really
happy.
exciting. Yeah.
What would you tell somebody that's watching here today that is looking? It's like I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I should take the course. I don't know if it would be an investment. I don't know if it's too much. What would you tell them?
I had seen that it was advertised a couple times, and I was like, oh, I would love to do that. But for some reason I just hadn't done it yet. And then this last time it was like, I'm gonna do this. I didn't know how much it cost. I didn't know anything about it. I just thought, I'm gonna do it. I have time right now. I think this is what I need. And it just was so worth it. It was just, if you have any inkling of wanting to do it, do it. Even if you are just, even if you're just doing it for yourself, I think you'll find that you'll think it's for yourself, and then people will say, "Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Can I buy that, or would you do that for me?" Or I think it's going to take you a lot further than you realize it could, if you really, really have that desire and have that. And I do. I have that huge desire, and I have to do something creative, or else I get kind of antsy, or. So I just like it's so worth it. It's so worth the money, and it
Mm,
helps. So just do it for yourself.
yeah, I agree with you 100%. And a lot of people that may be watching, just to kind of so you know, our Old World finishing course, we open it and then we close it
Mhm.
because it's broken out into where you have 10 modules that you
Mhm.
go through at your pace. And then you have
Mhm.
a book that goes along with it. So you are executing finishes that you are following the modules, everything from gilding to making colored custom waxes to antiquing to doing milk paints to a lot of different finishes that you may never have been exposed to the process,
Mhm.
but there is a process to each one of them. So you can have
Mhm.
execution with excellence. And then um, as you work on those at your own pace, we have live mentoring and I take you through and we have our group. This is our tribe. And so when you join the Old World Finishing course, you're here forever. I can't kick people out after they're done and say goodbye, good luck. That you're here forever. And so a lot of people they don't realize it's like you can go through it again next time,
Mhm.
which you can, Mary. And so
Mhm.
it's like you may even remember in some of the mentoring sessions, like I forgot all about that. Like I
Mhm.
need to go back. The modules you have forever. So it's really part of you taking advantage of learning and executing something that you can make the world a more beautiful place. Maybe it's just for your own home a more beautiful place. So,
Mhm.
Mary, thank you so much. What a
Thank
delight you
you.
have
Oh,
been,
thank
and what an
you.
encourager. And you encourage me. So I hope there are women out there that have fear and that it's keeping them
Yes.
from doing something will hear what you
Yes.
said and that
Yes.
being creative takes courage and that
Yep.
you will have courage today to move forward in what it is to make this world a more beautiful place. Thank you so
And
much.
well,
Thank you.
you have been a dream. Thank you.
Bye guys.